Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69 and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at the Object 252U, and is it overpowered? Is it OP? Now this tank has arrived back in Blitz store for as cheap as 8,500 gold. I think that is a steal. You can get it for 10k gold with full equipment and the camo, but honestly 8,500 gold. If you've got credits, there is no point paying the 10k gold. You might as well just pay the 8,500. So I think 8,500, I mean, that's only like 1,000 gold more than the Tech Tree premium tanks like the Lerva, the IS-6, the T-34, etc. So I think Wargaming have done really well in this price, putting the price out. However, does that now mean Tier 8 is going to be overrun by Object 252Us? Personally, I think so. I think so, because that's a good price. It's a good tank. I do think 8,500 may even be too cheap. I reckon the cheapest should have been 10k. It should have been, I'd say it should have been 10k gold. But 8,500. But is it OP? Because a lot of people say that the tank is OP. I got slated before, and Bushka said to me before, like, how can you not think that this tank is not overpowered? Because personally, I don't think it's OP. Having played it more, I mean, you can see me now. I'm even rocking the ratings camo because it's an absolute beast in ratings as well. When you're top tier, this tank is just so good. Absolutely so good. You can almost bounce everything that comes your way. Now, you need to side scrape in this, and you need to hide the bottom plate, and that's the reason I don't think it's overpowered. The turret is lovely, the upper plate is lovely, and the sides are absolutely lovely. But I don't think it's so overpowered. It's troll, but it's a Russian heavy with the troll armor. Most of them, I mean, you can bounce from the side of this, but you can also bounce the side of IS-5s and IS-8s, IS-3s, etc. So I don't think that warrants the justice to call it overpowered. But, I mean, I understand, and I'm not going to disagree when people say, like, it's overpowered. I'm not going to say, no, it's... personally, I think it's not, but I do understand why people would say it's overpowered. It has the 420 alpha instead of the 400, and to go with that, it has all this armor. Now, you do have to hide that bottom plate because it is a big bottom plate. It is a big bit of weak point that anyone can be able to pen, and it's very difficult to hide it because it's so big. It is very difficult to hide it. You do have 6 degrees of gun depression, but you can see that wasn't enough to hide it there from the Tiger 2. So going hold down is great in some situations because you do have that strong turret, but I definitely recommend to try and side scrape in this thing, because that is when you get the full effect of how overpowered this can be. And if you can play in the side scraping kind of positions, people will think it's overpowered when they are coming up against it. So we're going to watch a battle in a minute, and the next battle is not me, but it goes to show just how you should play this tank and how brutal the tank can be when you are playing it in a side scraping position. So 8,000, I can't get over 8,500 gold. Like, I do think it's very, very good for that price. I mean, for me, it's borderline OP. It's borderline OP. But again, I do understand how and why people do call it OP. Does it need all this armor? Now, I personally, I'm doing okay in the tank, but I've still been getting penned. Like, if I'm face hugging a tank, people still pen me, and I'm like, dude, like, what are you doing? Why are you penning me? Like, now he was at an angle, of course he would be able to pen me. So you're gonna watch this AT-15A now. I mean, I'm on 660 HP, and bless his little heart, he cannot pen me to save his life. I'm just bouncing. Look, even my block damage counters, he's doing it so quick that it's just adding up. I've blocked 1,120 just from this AT-15. And, I mean, he could not pen me at all. So that pushes my block damage up to now 2,240, which is kind of nice. But don't forget 1,100 of that is just from that AT-15. So we're pretty much end of this battle. I mean, the accuracy on this thing is it's better than the stats show. It's better than the stats show. And that again is why a lot of people call it OP, because of the accuracy on the thing. It's better than it says on paper. And some shots are like, I mean, I missed the first shot on the, well, I bounced the first shot, and I did miss a shot on the AMX. But most of the time in this tank, you think the Russian accuracy, blah, but it hits things that it shouldn't hit. So now we're going to watch Bush Politician, and he's going to get a little bit salty. He's going to be a little bit salty against the Tiger 2, but I think it warrants it. The Tiger 2 is just a pain in the arse. So Bush is going to show perfectly how to play this tank and how to be effective in this tank. Now, it's a frontline tank. It's a frontline tank. You have to be frontline. You have to be. It has all that armor for a reason. You have to be frontline, but you can't just roll up and expect to bounce everything. You're not going to bounce everything, and you're not going to hit everything, and of course you're not going to be able to pen everything. But you should be playing this front line. You want the tanks to look at you when you're in this kind of position. And I mean, he knows it. Bush knows exactly how you should be playing this tank. He knows where the strengths are, and he knows where the weaknesses are. You can see him side scraping, hiding that bottom plate as much as he can, sometimes even over angling, which can be good in this kind of tank. You can see he is bouncing a lot of things, but he is taking shots. And now that, I mean, look at the Tiger 2. He comes up and he just sits right behind him, so he's not able to move at all. And again, he pokes forward. He's got a shell ready to be shot, and the Tiger 2 is stopping him doing that. He's just sitting right behind. I mean, fair enough, if you're going to use this tank, I do it. If tanks are in these kind of positions, I use it as armor. And I mean, sometimes you can side scrape against the side scraper. So the Tiger 2 could actually be back behind this Object 252 and side scraping against him. But instead he comes out sideways, blocking him and getting wrecked. So that means Bush has lost a lot of hit points. But the Scorpion G did the right thing as well. I mean, he even said in chat, I wasn't able to pen you, so I'm going to use HE. And I mean, he's lost half of his hit points. He's lost more than half, or almost half of his hit points. And the Tiger 2 is still there, and he's not looking at moving anytime soon. Unfortunately, he does get the low roll HE, sorry, but he does get a bounce in return, and this poor VK hasn't been able to pen him at all. So far, he's blocked 3,300 damage, and now the Tiger 2 decides to just, you know what, I give up. I'm going to go YOLO, I'm going to go out in the open, and I'm going to get absolutely ripped apart. So he's only done 1,000 damage so far. He's going to miss, again, that shot accuracy. He should have probably fully aimed him, but now's the perfect time to push, because you can see them tanks there, the light tank, the T-49 and the IS-2 flanking around. So now this VK 100 just gets obliterated. Lovely ammo rack there. Lovely ammo rack. So pushes his damage up to 2k. So he's done not too bad damage. I mean, he's done average amount of damage. Now, this whole time, I'm literally praying that this Tiger 2 dies. And as soon as he died, I was like, yes, thankfully, he dies. But you don't ever want anyone in your team to die. I mean, he didn't really do any damage, but he was just being a pain in the arse. So Bush now has to be careful. He's only on 500 hit points, and if this SU-152 is reloaded and he pokes up, he could get that bottom plate. But luckily for him, he has decided to run away. So he's now up to 3,700 block damage, 2,500 damage, and again, just look, he's always looking to get into these side scraping positions. Always. He had it at the beginning, and now he's relocated. He's found a rock that he can also side scrape against, and he's doing that. He's hiding. He's not taking any risks when he's on a reload. He's only taking the risk once he has reloaded or just about to reload, and he's not pulling back far. You can see he's only pulling back just enough for him to get these shots, and he gets a nice 525 max roll into the T28 prop, putting him now down to a 1 shot. So there goes the IS-2, there goes the prop. It is now a 3 versus 2, but we do know that the SU is a 1 shot. And again, even against the tier 7, the KV3, he's always looking at side scraping. Now's the time. I mean, the KV backs up, so he had time now to go and rush, and he does the right thing. Instead of just waiting, he is going to start pushing forward. Now he's going to go for the SU-152 because of course that is the tank that can kill him with 1 shot, and he does take him out, and you can see he's angling. If you can't side scrape, angle your tank so your bottom plate is not showing and it is at an angle. That is how you should always play. If you're in the open, sort of going sideways, not directly forward, so you're showing your bottom plate. But fantastic game there, 4k blocked, 4.3k damage. Of course, he gets the ace and the steel wall. So 8,500 gold, an amazing price for an amazing tank. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'm Meadsy, and I catch with